Yeah, this is a moment. AJB4, Von Juan, Christopher Cool, JC Beats, let's get it.
God's been so good. He gave me hope and he brought me through. God's been so good. He gave me grace when I messed up too. God's been so good. God's been so good. He gave me hope and he brought me through. God's been so good. He gave me grace when I messed up.
Let me break it down. As you can recall, yeah, I lost it all. Well documented, but not on the news. Had to holler at Jake Tapper, now he knows I'm a rapper. Hollered at Mr. Blitzer, now he knows I'm the mister. Thought he was at Fox, but now he's with the Wolf Gang. Seeing now that he reigns, dirty but now clean. Bada boom, bada bang, rhymes are Amadeus and art like Mozart. I'm done when you start, broke but still apart. Dumb but still smart, gone but not far. Rented but my car, get in like Noah's Ark. Cause once the door closes, you're done and with the sharks. Get to know him now while you got time. You could be done today, man, I'm not lying. Just give it all to him, put it on the line. Face his sins and crimes, let him pay the fine.
God's been so good. He gave me hope and he brought me through. God's been so good. He gave me grace when I messed up too. God's been so good. God's been so good. He gave me hope and he brought me through. God's been so good.
So good words can't express. Need peace from stress. Need deep in mess, but he sees me blessed, redeemed and fresh. 3 keys at least, 2 cars in the crib, 1 reason to breathe, no chance of quitting. Jesus Christ is risen. All the motivation I need to keep me winning. Your biggest supporter's probably a stranger you never meet. Your biggest hater's most likely a person you always see. This game it ain't for free. Was told gotta be sold. This wisdom inside of me wish I had it 20 years old. But now I'm 40 and feeling bold. Motives exposed. I'm closing doors. Who's friend or a foe, I'll never know. The streets of gold, you'll only behold. Walk in a narrow road. Never let the culture control where you place your soul. Your priceless value never decreases. Like nice kicks, Concord leather, no creases.
God's been so good. He gave me hope and he brought me through. God's been so good. He gave me grace when I messed up too. God's been so good. God's been so good. He gave me hope and he brought me through. God's been so good. He gave me grace when I messed up too.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Christopher and I'm an addict. I'm so addicted to amazing grace, I gotta have it. Holy Spirit got me high, I call it acrobatics. Praying hands, smiling faces, more than just my Facebook status. Not a groupie, just a Jesus fanatic. Take away my sins, multiply my blessings, mathematics. It's a habit, praise is automatic. Gotta get better at it, preaching Jesus, but these devils out here savor wreaking havoc. Ain't nobody like the Lord, better know that. He stays sharp, very major, he would never be flat. See that? On Sunday morning, you know where we be at. Hands going up like Lamborghini doors. See that? We hang out with the Lord. Question is, where you be at? Eternal condemnation, homie, you don't wanna see that. God gave me clear vision, surely I can see that. Good and faithful serving, yeah, we just wanna be there. Come on,
God's been so good. He gave me hope and he brought me through. God's been so good. He gave me grace when I messed up too. God's been so good. God's been so good. He gave me hope and he brought me through. God's been so good.
Hola. Y'all don't even understand. Big shout out to everybody listening. Tune in to QSJRadio.com. Home to the unsigned artists. So let me tell you something. Me, AJB4, been rocking out before QSJ Radio was a cool place to be. So just to let y'all know how far we go back, it's really amazing to have not only a friend like that, but somebody who is still working, still doing this thing, because we've seen so many people come and go, especially people who hated on us, in some sort of way, but just a little story and how far this goes back. Me and AJ, probably like 10 years ago, I was there for his first album release. It wasn't sounding like this. It was still quality music, but it wasn't sounding like this. And he comes from a little town Some people call country, but Tennessee. What's it? Chinawanga? What is it called?
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga. There you go. Look at me. I'm from the East Coast, bro. I'm sorry. So, but anyways, just to reintroduce yourself, tell a little bit about yourself. When was it that you started this music thing?
Well, I started making music in like '08. It was really like a group with my brothers and my cousin like in the church. And then like 2010 is like when I was just doing it solo because they'd rather play video games, you know what I mean? So, but since then, since 2010, been doing the music thing, man.
So you've been on very, very consistent over a decade. We've seen things change, but not really, right? We've seen the rise of streaming platforms, but that got kind of put in the back burner recently because in order for anybody to go to you, you have to be some kind of viral. And it's kind of crazy. So your first, second, third album, I know we pushed them very hard here at QSJ Radio, but there is this transition that you got going on now, and I know you've been putting me on for a few years. Filmmaking, you film director. I want to know what came first, and I'm not talking about the chicken or the egg. I'm talking about did acting or filmmaking come first? Because it seems like the faith was still there, but there was something about putting things on screen that put you to. How was that transition? When did that happen?
I guess if you say like with acting has kind of always been something that's been there as far as like being in school plays, being in church plays, when you do a music video, and I think it was like one of the last music videos that I did with like, I didn't direct it, but I was doing the casting and came up with the concept and everything. And then when I had a family member to kind of challenge me when we were talking about Christian entertainment and movies, she was like, how come you ain't doing that? I was like, what, why not? But instead of me being in somebody else's film, it's like, why don't I make my own and use it to promote the music? So, but then, as far as with directing and stuff, it's like, well, who else am I going to get to do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got the vision, so I might as well.
Wow. So it just happened just like that off of a conversation?
The conversation is really what kind of was like, dude, I need to do this. Because I remember I went to there was like this actors agency thing. And this is a crazy story. And this is probably like back in like 2017 or something like that.
Okay.
And like I had saw this billboard for like this actors agency or talent agency or whatever, something like that. And I was like, I should submit for that. So I submitted. Totally forgot about it, but I had this situation like with one of my best friends, his brother, and their kid, and he was going through a situation with his relationship at the time. But I was like joking around about it in the car, and I just kind of kept adding on to that joke. And my best friend was just like dying laughing, and then we saw that billboard that I saw like a month ago, and he was like, and then it was like the audition was that day. So he's like, man, you should do what you've been doing in the car right now at the audition. And I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. So I went, and I had this little funny country accent. And then it's like when I started doing my little routine, like the whole room just stopped. Because I just was like, now you mean to tell me. And then like everybody was just like, boom. And then, so, and then I rapped too, because they were like a talent agency. So they called me back. But then I was like, I don't know, but once they, then they started talking about money. So they were like, well, you got to pay this, pay that. I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, it feels like a scam type of thing.
I was like, I don't know about this anymore. So, but then, it kind of comes full circle like a couple of years later. So I'm directing my own film. I'm in it, acting, you know what I mean? And then, didn't get any awards specifically for my acting the first time around, but this time I have. So, it's kind of crazy how it all started.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of these things. If you guys want to know what we're talking about, we're actually talking about Access Control. It's a new movie that is premiering very soon, right? Red carpet event going on. I've been to some of those, man. Do you guys got to make sure everything is on point before the film, right?
Man, it's been a lot with preparing for that, man. But we got the red carpet, the backdrop, we got the works ready.
That sounds really exciting. Access Control red carpet film premiere. If you guys are in Georgia, it says, right? You going to Georgia for this?
It's Ringo, Georgia. It's right outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee, like 20 minutes away.
Okay.
So, it's only about an hour and a half away from Atlanta, Georgia, a few hours away from Nashville. So you in the southeast area, you might as well come through.
So now, some people are going to look at this movie and see two cops, right? And, or, more cops or whatever it is going down there. What's the story behind this movie, this film? Because I also know that it has a lot to do with faith. Because of, I just know your background like that. Where you, the main character, and of course Dan Lyons' character, where you guys, what's going on here? Not all of it. Let us.
Yeah, Dan Lyons, he's the co-star. A lot of the inspiration, I actually did a security job about 5-6 years back at the local hospital, and worked the graveyard shift, man, working that third shift, and then. After my last film, it was more of a drama. I was kind of like, man, I kind of want to do something that's like a comedy, something that's funny. And then like a buddy cop film, like throwback to like, Rush Hour and Showtime, 48 Hours, stuff like that, where there's two guys that are complete opposites that, they got to get along to get a case done. So, that's when that concept started. So like my character is this guy, newlywed, marriage is on some shaky ground, like some serious shaky ground. Wow. He's got a wandering guy. He's not really holding it down. The wife is the one that's bringing the bread in. He just, the security job is his first day. So, he's trying to get things right, but he's not nowhere close to it. So then Dan Lyons' character, Randy, used to be a detective, but got kicked off the force for something drug related, but he thinks he was set up, so, so then there's a pill thief that's in the local area, hitting up a lot of the medical facilities. So, you'll see that my character falls asleep on the job. So the way I'm begging the character, Randy, like, man, don't tell the supervisor, I'll help you find this pill thief. So that's kind of how we start to work together, and that's how I leave. But, we both help each other, because the Randy character is, he's the kind of the Bible thumper who's always, you see him, he brings his Bible into work, he's reading on break, but at the same time, he won't even say hi to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we both kind of have something that we can kind of give each other.
Yeah, big shout out to everybody listening. Thank you so much for the resub. Thank you so much, Inawasha, Edwina. If you guys were hearing those sounds in the background, that is actually, the sound that the fans are here. They're they're here, and we're talking to Andrew Ballard, aka AJB4. We've known each other for over a decade, since he started his Christian music thing, and it was crazy. It's been going really well, and we're talking about his new film that he got out right now, which is dropping in about 3 weeks, Access Control. And this thing about filmmaking, almost for the last few months, I've been seeing Access Control everywhere. You have to give yourself a pat on the back, because you already know how the struggles of a musician are, and to take something that is a collective, because it's not only you. We have a film crew, we have actors, extras, a whole bunch of things going on there, and taking a film almost as serious or more serious than the music career, for the benefit of all, right, is a different grind. And that different grind is, hey, I have a movie. How can we present this or be part of your festivals, right? I know that takes a lot of a time and a lot of investment. So when did you start really looking into these places of no one knows me, but I got to make a name for myself there? And not only that, when the awards started coming in, when the premieres started coming in, when the showcasing of them taking your film serious started coming in, how did you feel about that? But first I want to know is, when was the first festival you went to? How did you get in there? And how did you take it?
Well, with the last film that I talked about last time I spoke with you, Ain't Got All Right, the short film, like I really didn't, I knew about film festivals. I didn't know there was as many as there were. I had, but you know, when you make a film, you know, there's a lot of guys, you know, film festivals, they're looking for films. So I got one of those emails and I was like, okay, well, let me submit. Takes me to this website where I have to make a profile and everything. And I'm like, dude, there's all kind of film festivals out here, but I didn't think, you know, we were gonna do anything.
Yeah.
So like the first time I got notification, it was like we got declined. I was like, well, then the next one right after that, I saw there was an email that I had missed, and we were a finalist, and I was like, what? You know, so then after that, you know, they start trickling in, and then, you know, with 2020, it was COVID, so I couldn't really go to any, like all the festivals started to go virtual. So
Yeah.
this year we're hoping that we'll finally be able to get in some of these that we've, you know, been selected to and nominated, and we've won some already for this film, even though we're kind of still early in that phase of film festivals. So it's been kind of crazy, you know. And then to win something too this time around for my writing too, because I was like best writer. I was like, okay, so you know,
Congratulations on that.
yeah, it was crazy. I was like, dang, I won best writer, then best actor, and then we won best film. So, you know, we've been getting love from like the Christian film festivals, just the regular ones as well. So, you know, it's been awesome to been taken seriously with that.
You know, it's a process that most artists are trying to do, and what one of the are trying to succeed at, and is finding an audience. All right, and
Exactly.
people are actually taking your vision serious, and you know, one of the biggest things that keeps people watching a film, especially nowadays, is a soundtrack. So what's going on with this soundtrack? Well, I know we played a song right here. That's part of the soundtrack. It is you, and in a feature here, right, with Von Juan and Christopher Cool. And you, what's up with the soundtrack? You put yourself on the soundtrack too?
Man, I made the whole soundtrack. It's the way that this, you know, AJB4 keeps going music wise. So like last time I did the whole soundtrack with Ain't Got All Right, so I did it again. Like the song you played is the end credit song. So, and we even won something for best song at one of the festivals.
Wow.
I was like, man, it's crazy. Winning awards for the actual music. So,
Nice. I'm very proud of you. Very.
It's like, hey, they're gonna have to listen to it one way or the other. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. It's like you're shoving it down people's throats now, but you know, in the most spiritual way possible, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But I've always heard that they always say with music, when it comes to film, is like the last thing in budget. Like, you know, and that's why you hear some artists in a lot of these TV shows and movies that you've never heard of, because they don't want to pay the money to, you know what I mean?
For an artist, it's usually a flat fee for them, and things like that. It's that, you know, I'm thinking about this, man. AJB4 film, access controls all over the place. It does take a lot of people to create a film. Your first experience with a film probably was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this again. And now we're on access control. Is what number film for you?
It's number 2. This is a feature film, but this one, last one was a short. So yeah, this is number 2.
This film has a lot of credits, a lot of people involved. Where was the help wanted sign that you put outside, and then the people started coming? Like, because that you need help. You know, from financials to actors to camera people. When was it that okay? I'm gonna throw this sign up and everybody's gonna be, I'm gonna be ready.
Definitely, my girl Destiny has been a huge help. Like she was the production assistant, co-producer of the film. She was, on top of it even when I was like, dude, I don't know. She's like, no, let's keep going. I'm like, okay. But we definitely did a GoFundMe again, and we got some donations from family, friends, the people I don't even know, and then with behind the scenes, we had a lot of family members and friends to help with that, and then with with the actors, we did the casting calls. We had to go through tons of auditions, but we had a great cast. Like everybody was like on their A game, and that's why I'm glad we won something with best cast, because like everybody from the minor characters to the co-stars killed it, man.
That is, that is lovely. Getting the people behind some love, right? Because you really can't do this without people behind the cameras. Like you cannot. There's so much talent that goes into, what goes here, what goes there, what does this, what does that. If you guys are just tuning in with us, we're talking to Andrew Ballard, the fourth. Okay, let me throw that in there because he loves his name. I love his people, his family. We've been friends, associates, whatever you guys want to call it, for a very long time. And he did this. He always does this to me. He always says, "Listen, we're gonna set this up in 3 months." All right, and he doesn't even in 3 months, and I'm like, he got a lot going on. That has to be that, because you can't really schedule something like this is releasing in a month. It's not now. It's all over the festivals. So if you guys ever went to any of these festivals, you probably saw it already. You probably and I know how festivals are. You got to be able to get into a theater. You gotta and somebody has to be able to take you in, and just to be part of that whole thing, and it's got to be lovely. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about something, kind of like, where was the music and what I think we touched bases on that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the song "Baby's Gone." And babies is spelled different. Baby in this song, it's not plural. It's actually babies apostrophe s. And see, the thing is with Christian music, guys, sometimes there's no hidden message. So you got to really pay attention to these song titles. But we'll talk about that right here. This is "Baby's Gone," AJB4 and Nobody Guy, on QSJRadio.com.
AJB4, AJ.
Shawty was my girl. Shawty was my baby. But she kicked me to the curb. Now she got me going crazy. She said I did a 360. Thought I did a 180. She said I never will change. So she can't stay with me.
You broke my heart in 3D. Girl, you just can't leave me. Left some things like your ID, so yeah, you gon' have to see me. I'm lying, girl, please forgive me. All out of excuses, baby. Empty like the fridge, baby. No meals, Wheaties, baby. Having problems breathing, baby. Can't you see I'm grieving, baby? Thought I knew how to treat a lady, but you far, far away like Haiti. Thought we'd make it to 80. Get to see some grandbabies, but I'm young, just crazy. Seeing grays here lately. Would shave them, but I'm just lazy. Guess I'm close to pushing daisies. Being ghost like Swayze. Right now, you ghosting me. Friends on live, roasting me. Let me stop playing around. but I joke around when I'm down. I'm lost and need to be
Shawty
found.
was my girl, Shawty was my girl, Shawty was my baby, Shawty was my baby. But she kicked me to the curb, she kicked me to the curb. Now she got me going crazy, she got me going crazy. She said I did a 360, I did a 360. Thought I did a 180, I did a 180. She said I never will change, I never will change. So she can't stay with me, she can't stay with me.
I need you to understand, I will be a better man with my word in hand and this ring on my hand. I need you to hear the plan, I need you to hold my hand. I'm your number one fan. Yeah, front row to the cars fold and the buzzer goes. Yeah, zeros, not a narrow or cash flow. Don't matter, girl, you're my hero. Glad to be your pharaoh. Glad I picked the right queen, but things about to be different. Just getting it right, I ain't switching. Just listen, just listen. No lies, it's a big step, but mandatory. We're going to church, big facts, no story. Yeah, write it down, shorty. Memory like Dory. Lord, I gotta thank you for it. I give you all the glory.
Shawty was my girl, Shawty was my girl, Shawty was my baby, Shawty was my baby. But she kicked me to the curb, she kicked me to the curb. Now she got me going crazy, she got me going crazy. She said I did a 360, I did a 360. Thought I did a 180, thought I did a 180. She said I never will change, I never will change. So she can't stay with me, she can't stay with me.
AJB4, Nobody Guy, Baby's Gone. QSJRadio.com. Wow, I know, I can only imagine the scene that's on. You know what I mean? Like, I can only imagine the scene that's on and what that was dedicated to. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give a few shout outs to everybody who's watching and from places. You know, shout out to Abby Boo, listening on Twitch right now from Texas. Karen Bottom from Wisconsin. Zen the Historian out here, out of Chi-Town, but out here in Virginia. Thank you so much. Vinyl out of Virginia. Destiny Newsome, which I'm sure that you know who Destiny is. In the building. Eddie out of Chicago. Mike 40 out of the Bronx. Thank you guys so much. And 10 out of Australia. Thank you so much. Cat Mama Jazz, thank you for tuning in. I wonder if QSJ remembers where I'm from. Actually, I don't. That you got to say it in the chat. So let me know. You know, it's all good. We're here having a great interview with AJB4. He's listen to the title, okay? He's a friend of mine, so he's a rapper. He's a Christian rapper. Keep the faith, and film director, and a whole bunch of other hats that you have. So let us know a lot about these hats that you have, because I'm sure that you wear them proudly. Because there's other stuff in your life that you got going on other than being light skinned. You know, let's do that. So, what are some of the hats that you wear in your life and wear proudly?
Yeah, so I'm also a minister, writer, producer. I would say, friend, brother. You know what I mean? Now I'm an uncle too, so that's cool.
Wow, uncle's titles are serious. Take that job serious, bro. Wow, that's
Uncle Andros. If you know, you know. But yeah.
I do got Cat Mama Jazz, New Mexico. Thank you so much for clearing that up. Just to let you know a demographic that's listening in right now. And Polished Dragon, I see you. So a minister, Christian rapper, you gotta let me know. Do you perform when you're doing sermons?
Every time I've preached, I've never rapped, but I have dropped some lyrics in some sermons before, and then it's funny too, because I'll even quote. There's one time I quoted Gucci Mane because the sermon was about the word being a light to our feet, and I was talking. I just started saying cut the lights, so cut the lights.
Wow.
I was like, y'all don't know that. That's Gucci Mane,
Oh. Oh. So you got into the Christianity thing very very early, very very early. I've always known you as one from that genre. Um, it was, I know that, me personally, there's always been time where I'm questioning too much. I'm questioning the faith. I'm questioning this. Has there been a time for you, and how did you recover from that?
I think it's good to do that. You know what I mean? To question your faith, and because, and for me, every time I've done that, then that's when God has shown up and shown out, and it's like I can't deny it. So, but I think that's, I think sometimes people feel bad for doing that, and I don't feel like that's something you should feel bad about. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're gonna go through things in life, and people feel like, well, I'm not sure, but if God, I believe God is real, so He's gonna show Himself to you again. You know what I mean? At some point. So, yeah, I've definitely been there in life. You know what I mean? Because I think sometimes too, when people that call themselves Christians, you expect something from them, and sometimes you associate them so much with God that you're like, all right, well, these your people, and they acting like this, then I don't know about you. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You realize you can't do that. So, but I've definitely been there before.
There's a lot of mixed things going on, especially I'm sure that you have not stirred away from social media. You know it's there to stay. We've seen it grow into what I call a dis-ease. We'll just call it that because people need it. Some businesses have started, and as a musician yourself, it's needed for a bigger outreach. But also, there has been a lot of, you know, faith brought into people's lives as a trouble, as an excuse, as something that from the past. We'll move this. This is going to be a little bit crazy. I didn't want to get this far with it, but there is a group of people that will call this the white man's religion.
Yeah.
And just stick to that. But not. There's a group of other people that says, "What are you talking about?" You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? When you deal or hear or see people that way, I want to know, how does a minister deal with that? Because some of those influences draw people out of church.
They definitely do. I think for some people, I think it's not a big issue to them because I got friends, white friends, black friends, but when I remember going to a church with one of my white friends, and this guy was talking about he was ministering to some Native Americans, and then they were talking about that's the white man's religion, and then they were having to. That was a big barrier to break through, and then my friends talk about, I don't get that, and, I was like, dude, that's a real big thing in the black community, you know what I mean? So it's something that's real, but I think when you do more digging, and I think going back to like that questioning, and you realize where Jesus was from, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He was from over there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's kind of light skinned.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so I do feel like those are important things. And then, people, I think they try to attach their faith to certain things, and you know what I mean? And sometimes instead of just like, hey, just focus on God, instead of trying to tie it to something else, and that's where things can be problematic. And you know what I mean? And you say that, well, or this party's got to be on God's side and stuff like that, and you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, start mixing too much. I really do believe that at one time, yes, the church was the government, and people have to understand that. But it was not that way here. Like, it was never that way here in the States. It was elsewhere. And as I visit the world, and I'm sure that you've gotten on your retreats and things like that you see that, wow, this is a really big thing back in the day. It's always been a big thing, but the message is so clear that more people go through things than people know, and you're always going to need you're always going to need to get back to that you're going to have to need God, right? You're going to have to need God, or even some form of it. There's a lot of what's it called? The I don't know.
The non-denominational.
Yeah. So what is, I know you guys got a community, all right? You guys are all cool, some form or another, something like that. But I don't know. Because you guys are.
It's hard to say, my brother.
You guys are such in a different community out there, but like non-denominational. Is that another way of just keeping people together? What's going on with that, and how do you feel about that? I mean, if that's too much to talk about, I won't.
Well, there's a lot of denominations. My dad's church is a Baptist church, so I spent most of the time with that. But I've just always tried to me as a Christian, I feel like the heart of my faith is the Word of God. So that's what I try to stick to. But a lot of traditions and things get attached to these denominations and stuff, and that's where I think this whole non-denominational thing has gone. I haven't really been to that many churches that are non-denominational, but I think no matter what the church, what the denomination is, I feel like as a Christian, if I go up in there and they're doing something to me that doesn't line up with what's in the Bible, then I'm like, all right, I'm out. So, okay. But there's I think it's awesome. Well, awesome is not a good word. It's just, to me, it's crazy how we can we always find ways to be divided. You know what I mean? Like
there's always a reach on something. There's always a reach on something, and it really doesn't make sense. And I've seen a lot of people more now angry because somebody has trauma and they don't know who to take it out on. And I think that's something that especially people in your community that help with that, because the natural form of letting go, right? Because everybody got to do something. They got to talk to somebody, all right? If people don't talk, they hold it in, boom. AJ, listen, I don't want to toot my own horn, but somebody was like telling me earlier this week that I don't learn from people, right? They told me that I was a selfish person. They told me that I was this, and that. And, I grabbed cranberry juice. Now, who grabs cranberry juice? Nobody, right? I grabbed cranberry juice and started drinking cranberry juice because I can't get mad at someone who, one, has not sat down and talked to me.
Yeah.
Right? Two, it really looks like they're stressed out and they try to throw a curveball at me, which it makes no sense. And I'm not here to toot my own horn because I probably did startle somebody. I probably did give them that kind of impression. But in overall, there's just no way. You know what I mean? There's just no way. The life that I live, the blessings that I've been given, there's just no way that I did that being selfish. There's just no way. And I don't believe that. So, and a lot of people don't, a lot of people are just like, will change for people. But you're attacking my character, which my character is more of a hugger than anything. Yeah, I could flip. I flip all day. You've been knowing me for a long time, and all I've done is give my time for people who are trying to find a home.
Yeah, that definitely. You know what I mean? that's the heart of what you do. You know what I mean?
Like what are you talking about? And I didn't want to. I'm not here to defend myself, but it's hard when it's almost every day. You start seeing this in the humans, where they feel attacked all the time, and they're going straight after the first person, and then it's caught on film. It's there's no reason everybody should who complains should be called a Karen. Even that annoys me. Even though some do complain about the smallest stuff, but you don't know what that person is really going through
Yeah.
to come and attack. And I felt like I had a Karen moment with a brother. You can't really call him Karen. You can't call him Jerome. You can't call him. You can't call him anything. I don't even think they got names yet. But my brother flipped, and I really just grabbed cranberry juice and kept it moving, because it was just there was just not, he has to be going through something in order for me to be attacked. And I feel like people who give a lot are the ones that get attacked the most.
You got that right, yeah.
I mean,
and then in this day and age, man, like with social media and stuff, there's always like hateful comments and things thrown out there, and it's easy to just to get down, like because if you're living your life and you're just going back and forth between from Facebook to Twitter to TikTok to this, you're gonna be on a roller coaster of emotions, man. There's all kind of hateful people out there. So, that's why you definitely gotta stay grounded these days.
If you guys are just joining us right now, I'm just catching up right now with AJB4, where we are really here for his new film that is out shortly. If you guys are in the Georgia area, excuse my East Coastness. What side of town is that again?
The premiere is going to be in Ringo, Georgia, at the Colonnade. And then, I'm from Chattanooga. It's only about 15-20 minutes from Chattanooga, Tennessee. But, close to the Atlanta, Georgia area, only about an hour and a half, hour and some change from there. So, definitely come out and check us out on September 3rd. Take some pics with us on the red carpet and watch a good movie.
Listen. I've been to some red carpet premieres. I already know that you're getting so much approval. If I show up, can I just get a pic? That's all I need. All right, light skin and light skin. That's all we need. We could do it with the phone. We ain't gotta have your photographer come through, like, because we got
the photographer though. You know what I mean? So you get your ticket, you get a photo. Now you ain't gonna get it the same day,
I'm gonna head out there. I'm gonna support, obviously, if I got the time, because I do believe the kids start school that same week after. But ain't nothing like going to a premiere, especially supporting your people. And I can't wait to see the show, the feature film. It's been all over the place, winning awards left and right. I'm sure that the cast is amazed by that. When you won best cast, that had to feel better than best writer for some reason.
Yeah, that definitely felt good, because it took you back to when you were doing all the casting and going through all the auditions, and then like having to pick and pray about like, all right, who we're gonna go with. So it made you like, we were right, you know what I mean, about who we picked. And like, and then too, we did a bunch of Zoom practices, like rehearsals with the cast and everything. So, and, going through those and getting everybody on one accord. I felt like at some point, I know some of them were like, all right, man, how many of these we gonna do? But I think it paid off, because we shot everything in 4 days. So, it was some long days, and then like it had to be there, So you get to practice a little bit. I mean, you can kind of like learn your lines a little bit on set, like when you're kind of waiting for them, because there's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
But, it's still got to kind of be there,
Now let's talk about this real quick. Now I know a lot of Christian artists, okay, and for some reason there's a difference. People don't understand. Like Christian artists are almost gangsters. Like they're almost gangsters. They will fight for the Lord. All right, this is serious. I don't know what they call it. Disciples. I don't know what they call it. And now this song title is Extendo Clip. Now you come into my show where I get a monster of a whole bunch of people, and you send me Extendo Clip. Like, how do you attach Jesus to an Extendo Clip? Like,
I was sitting right here in this same spot when I heard the beat that my boy Berto produced, and then for some reason I was like, I had the melody and Extendo Clip. I was like, with the Extendo Clip, and then that's when I was like, I thought about the perspective of, there's people that want to take you out, so
okay.
haters, what I mean. Enemies, exes, and then like Satan, what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's the perspective, and I use the characters in the film. So mainly the Randy character, because his character has been through some things where he felt like he was set up and stuff like that. So that's the perspective I went in with that song.
Well, here it is, Extendo Clip by AJB4 on QSJRadio.com.
AJB4. Haters and these exes and these enemies wanna hit me with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip. Satan and his demons and his heathens wanna hit me with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip. Haters and these exes and these enemies wanna hit me with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip. Don't play with my kinfolk. Haters be on that endo. Playing them games, Nintendo. I'm a cup of bean, no pinto. Didn't gas you up, but front on me, I'll pass you up. Didn't had enough, you racking up and stacking up. Can't take no more, I'm packing up. Bye bye. Yeah, I'm gone, man, I'm through. Ain't nothing wrong but you, but I'm still praying for you. I see you when I do. Can't make plans or making moves. I ain't blind, I know how you do. Trying to put me on the haters and these exes and these enemies wanna hit me with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip. Satan and his demons and his heathens wanna hit me with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip. Haters and these exes and these enemies wanna hit me with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip. Set me up, they got me. Caught me being sloppy. Out the pick, they crop me, but you know that they can't stop me. Can't shut me down, can't knock me. Been grinding since the hand floppies. Don't need a hobby, you acting cocky, better go to mommy. I'm out like Bobby, go, shot it, go. I can't seem to let her go. If you know, then you know. They been scheming on the low. Might be down, but I'll be back and ready for more. Look to him, he's the one that runs the show. Haters and these exes and these enemies wanna hit me with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip. Satan and his demons and his heathens wanna hit me with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip. Haters and these exes and these enemies wanna hit me with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip, with the Extendo Clip.
Big shout out to everybody listening. If you just tuned in right now, Extendo Clip AJB4 off of the soundtrack Axis Control. AJB4 presents, by the way. That is a AJB4 film. Mr. Minister, father, husband, uncle, light skin.
Yeah, but you never know. It's coming. Might be coming soon. I don't know.
I don't even. It's so
I'm a
crazy.
godfather though.
And a Godfather. You gotta throw that. That's a real title. People don't understand that. If you don't take that one serious, what was the whole purpose? There's a whole ceremony for that. Right? Like, there's a whole ceremony for that. Like, anyway, it's like a wedding. This is for Spanish people anyway. You know. Big shout out to everybody listening. An incredible things going on here. So we've known each other through music, through association of that for over a decade, and I always wanted to know, because as you were progressing and you was you're starting to live life, and progressing in the church too, because there are things that you have to do to progress to become a minister. You just can't just get up there and just start freestyling. I mean, it's just I mean, some people do that. They successful for a little bit, but when you ever think about your old music, are there songs where you're like, I wish I could bring that back, but I don't got time. Like, what would be, if you went back in time, what would be some of the songs that you was like, you know what, I wish I had the stems for that. I wish I could take that into the studio and do it over and
do it all like that.
Yeah, like bring it into the times.
Man, there's got to be some, or there's songs that you'd be feeling like, man, I feel like the response should be bigger to that. Yeah, I definitely feel like it's got to be that for sure. There's some songs in there, but I think I remember like early on when I got a new microphone at one point, and this guy was helping me out like with which one to get, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna redo some of these songs. He's like, redo? He was like, no, let's keep making new stuff. So I always remember that. So I always trying to strive to like make something new. But every now and then, I go back and listen to some songs, and of course there's some that you cringe, is like, and then there's others that's like, man, this one's still, okay, So yeah.
It's crazy because a lot of people don't understand. When I mean 10 years or more, I really mean this. This one right here, we're going to take it back real quick. This is called On a Mission. Okay? This is a decade ago.
Only if you knew what I came to do. I'm on a mission for my God. Yeah, we going to the top. Only if you knew what I came to do. I'm on a mission for my King. I need everyone to sing. I said hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. It's the highest praise, It's your hands raised, Man, I do this for a reason, not to be teasing. I'm hoping you believe in my Savior. Get to know him now, don't wait till later. I got something for your God that'll just shake you. Get yourself a meter, cause I'm coming on your speaker. Motivate the speaker, try to teach a teacher. Gotta make something that'll reach you. No, I'm not a preacher, but I got a word and I spit it from the curb to the bird to the hood. What's good? They say Andrew, why you keep rapping? Nothing's gonna happen. Guess I'm a martyr. Guess I spit harder. I'ma be spitting till I do it like the harder. If you knew what I came to do. I'm on a mission for my God. Yeah, we going to the top. Only if you knew what I came to do. I'm on a mission for my King. I need everyone to sing.
Okay, we won't do that to you. But, it got Destiny in the chat going, that's a classic. Yeah. So, we kind of go like that far, and I think some of your songs also made some of our top 100 countdowns through the years. And it's a different time now. It's a different time now where, the music is fun still, because obviously you wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't. And the filming has it taken over you, or are you learning the process? Are you continuing? Is it because being on the second film, you definitely have to find a different kind of support. Investors and friends and family. We talked about that earlier. But being involved in all these festivals and all these film people and learning, what they know, it's a different grind. It's a different grind, and I just want to know what keeps you motivated through this, other than what access controls, because just like any song you make, there's a mission, right? There's a message, and even though access control has its own message, what is the message that you're hearing to keep it going?
Yeah, I've always wanted to make good content, with that good message, you know what I mean? And as a kid, you know what I mean, I wanted there to be more options out there because, my parents, dad was a preacher, mom became a preacher. So, it's very strict. You got to watch, certain things. You can't watch certain things. So the options that I did have, I wanted it to be good still. You know what I mean? So that's why every time I'm like with the film or with music, is like, I got to be able to go harder with this. You know what I mean? Because, because I'll look at access control and it's like, this is good, but like next time I want to do something bigger and better, because I definitely want to keep getting that message of the faith out there and in the best way. And then, because we kind of talked about this before the interview, but like, to get people to take us seriously, like with it being a Christian film. So that's definitely a goal too.
It's so nuts. But the industry, Christian music, Christian entertainment, period, is huge. It is huge, and I'm sure the more that you get involved with it, you're like, this is like the hip hop scene. This is ridiculous. There's a lot of people doing this, and some of them are just, they shouldn't be here. they shouldn't be here.
Clicks and stuff too. Just
how do you keep that? Like, how do you keep that? Because a sense of people being involved, especially heavily in religion, there's always like this idea that you guys are just monks. Like, you don't have feelings. Like you just or you found a way to just deal. But now you're talking about still taking something you created. Now it involves more people, not just you and a mic and an engineer or anything like that, but more people, and you still deal with people not taking it serious, or being hated on, or stripped from an opportunity because of something somebody else did. Like, these things are there all the time. It doesn't really matter if there's a Bible in front of it.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's like you'll still reach, get barriers and stuff like that, and get railroaded off. And it's like, I've just learned that you just got to keep pushing, man. And then too, sometimes like with Christian entertainment, it's always, people look at it as it's always family entertainment, and that's not necessarily true. This film we did is, of course, a family film, but it still got some content in it, where it's focused on a married couple, and then focused on this guy that used to be married and whatnot, and and there, I got a friend, Andrew Jacob Brown. He likes to do Christian films, but they got a lot of action in it. A lot of people fighting, there's guns, all kind of stuff. So he gets a lot of hate with that because they're like, no, you got too much guns. Or he even has, he'll be having beer bottles in his movies, and he gets hate because of that. You know what I mean? But it's real life. Like, I remember
but that's real life.
Yeah, it's real life. Yeah,
that's real life. Look, I'm not trying to knock anybody, but something made you go through the doors. All right? That's what people forget. something made you go through the doors. Something horrible, something too much of, something made you go through the doors. And if you try to X that out of your life and hide, then you're using the wrong place for that.
Yeah.
And I think that that's where, and if, correct me, you could just give me the sin thing, whatever, but you just understand, like, I know that you have to have some kind of a trouble past in order to accept this new life. Some people who just are straightforward, they don't come out right sometimes. They don't come out right because they're too straightforward, and sometimes when you're too straightforward, everything else in the world looks like Satan. And it's not.
Yeah, I think, like in the film, like I was saying, like the dichotomy between my character and the Randy character is like his character, he it's like you see him reading the Bible a lot and stuff like that, but is he really living what's in there? You know what I mean? Is he embracing people? Is he sharing that with somebody? Because then, if you're just keeping it to yourself, you got your nose stuck up, you know what I mean? What is that? It doesn't really benefit anybody. So that's one of the things, him having to recognize that for me is like, okay, I gotta break out of this box here, you know what I mean?
If you guys are just tuning in, like, listen, I know it's getting a little bit religious in here. It's okay. We're talking to my minister friend, AJB4, filmmaker, rapper, and being open to others' lives is part of that life. It's part of that life, like, I mean, not too open. Some things you just got to be like, listen, you can't, what are you doing? Like, you can't do that. We're talking about Access Control. The red carpet film premiere is this September 3rd in Red Gold, Georgia. Okay, tickets are I know. I said it all. East Coastness.
East Coast.
Early bird tickets are still available. General admission is $20. At the door is $30. So if you just show up, just know that you're gonna pay that coat fee. But it takes a lot to do a film, and they're doing the red carpet event to celebrate not only the movie's release, but their cast members, and everybody that has been incredibly involved with that. Because I'm sure this is not the only media that you pursued, and we're happy to be on that list, and and things like that. The movie's going on. Hold It Down, the family is is going on. Being a big part of the community is going on. I just want to know, what do you do for yourself? Like, you got
for fun?
What is, like, what do you, what does Andrew do?
Well, if I'm chilling, there's usually food involved, and then kicking back, watching some TV or some movies, you know what I mean? Or just hanging around family. That's what I love to do. So, or just riding around, you know what I mean, the area, just chilling. That's a good day, you know what I mean, where there ain't nothing going on. So yeah.
That's like hilarious.
I watched this interview with Eddie Murphy, and he was like, his favorite thing is just to have nothing to do. And I'm like, yeah, you're my brother.
that is hilarious. Well, guys, let's go.
We have now started our fast round, where our guests are asked a few questions about themselves that they wouldn't expect us to ask.
Don't worry, it's not like that.
Hope you didn't think we were that underground.
Listen, this is gonna be crazy for a minister, okay? This is gonna be some crazy questions. But anyways, first question. I haven't asked this in such a long time. People are going to incredibly try to get involved, so I don't ask you any stupid questions. Now listen, anybody in the chat can ask questions at this time. Please make sure that you understand we are respecting our guest. All right, so don't come out of nowhere with some stuff. But if you think that it's a question that you think you should know about a certain person, I'm sure that he's open to answer. Okay. First question I'm going to ask you. Is cereal soup? Why and why not?
Say that again. Is cereal soup?
Is cereal soup? Why or why not?
I say no because I guess because then now you're making me think if you have because then sometimes when things are rough and you don't have that milk, you got to use water, and then that's more to me kind of closer to like a soup. But I feel like if it's cereal with milk, I say no.
Cereal with me. Some I don't know what the staple question is. I know what the question is. Please write it out in chat. What is a secret society or conspiracy you would like to start?
Conspiracy. Oh man, I don't know. That the NBA is rigged.
The NBA is it's about that time people start complaining about their teams. It is literally about that time.
I'm sorry, man. Them playoffs, and then what was that ref's name that got in trouble?
Oh,
Tim Donaghy.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that, we didn't really like what was really done to prevent that from happening again. But I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's a good one. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Why or why not?
Hot dog is a hot dog. You know what I mean? And by the way, man, if you can get a hot dog with the barbecue and then the coleslaw and everything, that's better than any sandwich you can find.
Yo, you're not playing. That's how the South do it too. I'm telling you. They are.
Barbecue slaw dog.
We have Vinyl, a woman from Virginia. This was asked, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
3 wishes. Oh, man. If I could, I guess one wish would be to bring back my grandparents that have passed away.
Okay.
Second, since I said that, I got to bring back some more people. My girlfriend, her parents died at a young age. And then 3, give me that money. I need that bread, that yen, that guap, that paper. I know I'm a preacher, but it's hard making these films.
Oh, that's hilarious. What's the most ridiculous fact that you know?
Ridiculous fact. Oh man, I wish I could. I don't know if I can think of like a ridiculous fact.
Let me look up some real quick. Ridiculous facts. I'm gonna just look some up. See, 50 absurd, ridiculous facts. You typically only breathe out of one nostril at a time.
Oh yeah, I learned about that recently, and it makes sense when you kind of be kind of sick, and then it's rotating when you can only breathe.
It is rotating. Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, that's hilarious. If animals could talk, which one do you think would be the rudest?
A squirrel, because they would always run away from me when I was a little kid.
What's a squirrel? You can't even
I
hear.
always used to chase squirrels when I was a little kid. Like, man, this hang out with me for a second.
You like cheese?
I do like cheese, even though I've tried to stay away from cheese. But yeah, I do.
If
like
you could have some cheese, what's the best type of cheese?
We gotta go with that American cheese.
Listen, I went to Spain.
That provolone.
The provolone's good too. Let's go. Oh, you said provolone. You guys just throw vowels in there.
Yeah,
I'm over here provolone. You say provolone. That's a U in there. But yeah, I went to Spain a few weeks ago, and I went to a Subway, and
why'd you go to a Subway and you in
listen,
Spain?
I was on base, all right. So
okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Not even that serious. When I went out of town, I had some some Spanish stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't have no American cheese.
Oh, hey.
I was hurting. I just said, they said white cheese or cheddar, and I said, okay, what?
It's the cheddar, I guess.
I ain't never even heard of white cheese. Like, I guess Spanish people, But anyways, what's the best inside joke you've been part of?
Dang, I love inside jokes, so.
Some of them are bad.
Yeah, I got too many. Like with my one friend, like every time we hear somebody say for future references, because we were at the store one day, like right before they're about to close, and then the most corniest guy came up to the lady and was like, "Just for future references," because he knew that the lady was like, "Dude, it's time for everybody to get up out the store." You know what I mean? So. The guy comes there, just for future references. If I get, it's like, dude, just leave, man.
Oh, and it sounds worse when it's from an accent from down there too. So, oh, that's hilarious. Now, for future reference, I'm just thinking about that. What's the weirdest thing a guest has done at your house?
I guess it's not weird if somebody throws up at your place. That's something I guess that just normal happens. But I had a friend that came over once that threw up, and I was like, "Brother, really?"
I hope that he cleaned it. Probably didn't.
He halfway cleaned it. You know what I mean? Where it's like I still had to come in there, and then that's when you need a mask.
Big shout out to everybody listening. We're in the middle of our fast round with AJB4. He's doing good. What is something that is really popular now, but in 5 years, everyone probably look back and be embarrassed about?
I think some of these, well, I don't know. TikTok might be, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if TikTok is like some of the things that people doing on there 5 years from now, because then it might be dead. Like, what was that one platform? Vine. Yeah. Well, like now it's just it's RIP. So you never know, man. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Twitter's been going strong, but some of these things people be doing on TikTok, they might be looking back 5 years from now, like, man, I was tripping.
Somebody say Yeezys out of Cali. Niner, what's up, family? We got San Francisco in here. He said Yeezys. We're gonna
Yeezys are nice, but they're expensive. But I think they look all right.
There's no way I'm about to wear some Looking Bags shoes. So
those. But I don't know about those ones where there's like those sandals and stuff. Like, come on now. That's just because it says that he made it. But like some of the actual shoes,
we haven't even gotten into this fashion conversation because it's not like you are old head. So I know you be seeing all this stuff going on. And we came from a white t-shirt generation to
the white tee. Yeah.
The white tee generation to holes in them. Yeah. Because I remember a time that you couldn't really go outside with a hole in your shirt. Now everybody got a hole in everything.
Popular. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Kanye be having a whole bunch of holes like he got shot up.
I'm just saying here, like, did you see the last picture? Listen, I don't want to do this to anybody. I believe that this dude knows what he's doing. I really do. But he came out looking like the Tin Man. Did you see that?
Who?
Kanye.
Nah, I didn't know, Lord.
Yes,
He's going through a lot, though. You know, we got to
I
pray
mean,
for him.
how long you gonna go through a lot?
Yeah,
You've been around me for a long time. You probably don't even know who my wife is right now. You know what I'm saying? You've been with the same shorty for whatever, and I'm over here struggling to keep one. But you know, how long you gonna? Well, you know, it takes people time. It takes people time.
It takes time. You know
Everybody
what I mean?
still they talking about Crocs in the chat. They talking about J's.
Yeah.
What do you mean J's? J's has been 30 years strong right now.
Maybe people will feel bad about shooting themselves over J's. That's what it's going.
Yeah. I still can't believe that's going on.
Yeah, I remember when because you know I was a military kid, and then when I first moved to Chattanooga, I wanted some of these new Jordans, and I went in the morning with my mom. We had to stand in line. They had to let one person in at a time. It was crazy.
What do you think was the worst thing for the government to make legal? What would be the first? What would yeah? Wait, hold up. Let me rephrase that. What's the worst thing for the government to make illegal?
Worst thing. I'm thinking about the other question. Well, the worst thing for them to make legal is slavery. But then the worst thing that they made illegal, I don't know.
Yeah,
there's a lot of these natural drugs and stuff. I feel like can really help fight a lot of these diseases. Not to get all holistic on nobody, but you know what I mean.
Holistic.
You know what I mean? You see people trying to take certain things when they got cancer and stuff, and then they come shut that down real quick. So I think with a lot of the stuff too, with the food and everything, you know, all these chemicals and stuff. You know, there's a lot of foods in our country that are banned in other places. So
yeah,
all that stuff's crazy.
Like Swiss. If you guys didn't know, those Little Debbie Swiss rolls, you can't.
Those are banned somewhere.
Those are banned somewhere. I don't even know. I don't even understand why.
You know, over here, close to where I live, is where the plant for the Little Debbie.
Shout out to Little Debbie though. I'm not going front.
McKee Bakery.
Yeah, I'm good with that. You know what I mean? I'm good. Don't take away my Swiss rolls. But some people are saying assault weapons. Somebody, you know. Listen, you a whole Christian. This whole thing with the abortion. You know, like. Is that on the and the edge of your seat? Is it something that you try not to talk about? Like,
yeah, but like, you know, I think a lot of the controversy with that is like when the person thinks that it's actually a human being or not, and then people got different perspectives on that. I think that's a lot. And I think sometimes people are more on the same page than you think, and then, you know, I don't know. I hate too how with all of these topics that people just can't talk or just be like, all right, well, I disagree, and this is why I disagree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got to be like, no, and then
trying to convince you.
Yeah,
like,
forcing your opinion on somebody.
Like, can you stop? Can you stop? Because I remember a time when people were like, when you gonna get your nuts cut off? Because I just kept producing, right?
Yeah.
Da. And I'm like, listen, I ain't broke, so I'm good. Shout out to Nick Cannon, right? So
Nick Cannon, man.
He caught up to your boy, so I'm good. So why is Nick Cannon getting all that love, all that hate, but I can't? You know what I'm saying? I got multiple baby moms. Where my blessings at? But anyways, listen. I feel blessed. I've been a whole dad my whole life or whatever, so I'm good. But there's times where we couldn't. You know, there's times that we couldn't. There's times that we knew that we couldn't bring a baby here. Like, you know, it was either financials or even in the middle of a breakup, or even worse, we didn't know whose kid that was. You know, and that takes a lot of forgiving for people that don't understand, to have a healthy parental relationship. But you know, the pro life thing. I have daughters, and they're pretty, and some of these dudes don't know what no means.
Yeah, very true.
They don't know what no means because they've been giving yeses to these kids for their whole life.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary when you got to send your daughters into the world and they have no protection. They have no kind of situation where if they're scared, you know, they'll be called a murderer for something they're not attached to. You know, and I know that the options are there for them to give up their kid if they feel it kind of crazy. I wouldn't let my daughters give up a kid. Listen, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of yours. You know, I wouldn't let them do it. But I don't know how they live their life.
Yeah.
You know, it's just really crazy when people don't remember or understand that these times of now are more emotional than they have ever been.
Yeah.
The people are.
Yeah, and I think too, like as a Christian, I feel like sometimes we get mad or with having discussions about certain things like this with people, and they don't even believe in Jesus, and it's like, well, if they don't even believe that, you know, let's start there. But and then the other thing is, what about the other coin of it of, if we're going to be pro-life, let's be really pro-life. You know, let's help people to be able to live a good life and not just, you know, once you get here, all right, screw you, you know, figure it out. You know what I mean? Like people, there's a lot of people that are struggling out here when they do bring somebody into this world and they don't have those certain resources that you might have.
And you know what's crazy? They just talking smash about them.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and there's a lot of
that. Like you just looking at this young lady as if their mistake is your problem, you know, or there is a bad influence, and it's just not even right. Like, you know, I hate to put my wife's business out there, but my wife is a teen mom before I met her, and she's a successful woman now. And you know, when I ask her, like, you know, what's your gripe with not having friends or communicating with people? It's like, I live my whole life having people talk crap about me because I had a kid young, you know, and I cannot stand people. So when people are looking at my wife and wondering why she's not around at these events or anything like that, she really doesn't mess with people because since young, and I can't do anything but support that.
You know, that's something, that's a good, that I never thought of it like that. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are pro-life, but then they're going to look down on a teen mom. You know what I mean? So instead of like thinking about how can I help somebody? And I think that's one of the main things, you know, with the church as well. You know, it's like, hey, a lot of these people that are out here struggling in these certain situations, we need to be thinking about how can we help them rather than how can we tell them how to live right or live their life. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's real stuff.
I don't even know what real life. I don't even know what living right is. All you got to know is that being for me, just have a sense of community, and I think you'd be all right. You know, I think that's what, you know, at least that small little thing about, you know, being a contribution to human nature. You know, like I think that's good right there. But I know the Christian folk. I know y'all got a whole way of like telling people, asking people to do, guiding people to to a better life, you know. And you know, I appreciate that from you. Like, you got to understand, I know that you look at, like, you know, yo, QSJ, man, like, y'all been playing my music forever, but look how much people you have saved, you know. And I know the ones that got away, that was a lot of, you know, for you to get over. But you got to look at the amount of people you have saved, have given the message to, have opened your home and your time and your family, and keeping, you know, just so much faith and believing in them, because it's very hard to believe in other people. People don't understand that. To believe in someone else does come from somewhere, and that's a higher power. To believe in someone else, because in order for me to give that much love to someone else, I have to be over the top with believing in myself and believing in my faith, because now I have enough to give you. Now I have enough to give you what I believe you need. And you gotta and if you've never seen that part of your life, you gotta understand that community that you have wandered around, the people that you have, you know, when you show love, you get love, you get access control kind of support, you get awards, you get recognitions and things like that. And you as the minister, as the father, as the husband, you have to know that about you. And if you don't, I'ma tell you, because, you know, I know you believe in me. You wouldn't even be here. Like,
yeah, for real though.
Big shout out to everybody listening. Tune in to QSJRadio.com. AJB4 in here. We are talking, you know, we went into the fast round, and of course the fast round brings a lot of other conversations. But we are really here for Access Control. The movie is coming out soon. It has so many accolades already. And it's amazing, because I seen AJB4 as just this dude with a mic, you know. And now he's out here making films. He's out here touching the world. He's out here doing a whole bunch of things. AJ, I got one more question for you, right? One more. This is big, all right? Now, not too big. Don't worry. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. I know that you give the word. You give the message. You take current events and you swing it up and make people understand you're not doing this alone. We're here for you. But there has to be motivation for that. Motivation in order to give the word, stay with the message, be able to create film, be able to create music, and still be able to have your own life. What are some of the inspirations? Not inspirations, but what are some of the things that you would tell an up and coming artist that, you know, like, you're going to see a lot before you actually see what you're trying to do? Like, what are some things that you would tell some up and coming artists?
You gotta remember why it is you're doing what you do, because like when those hard times hit, and then, you know, sometimes the opposition can just be so much that the question is going to come up is, why am I even doing this? So if you know, like, well, I'm doing this because this is what God told me to do, and I'm trying to bless people, and I'm trying to do this. When you remember that, then it's like, okay, I can keep going. Okay, I can keep going. They might not block me here. I'm going to keep going. So, you know, and then having those right people around you. So like, I remember with this film, the second day of filming, man, I was on E, and I was just ready to throw my hands up. And then Destiny was like, we're going to be okay. We're doing good. We got a lot of good stuff today. And I was like, are you sure? You know, but she was like, yes. So I was like, hi, you know, So you gotta have those right people around you, but you gotta remember, why you're doing what you're doing. Because that's why I feel like some people, you see them and they're going strong for a couple years, and then they gone because they really didn't know why they were doing what they were doing. So that's the key.
Oh man, big shout out to everybody listening. Tune in to QSJRadio.com. AJB4 Access Control is out right now. He is starring in his own feature film. Okay, you got to throw him in there. Okay, he's co-starring with Dan Lyons. This film is out in this year. It's in a month right now. Red carpet over there in Georgia. I'm not gonna mess up the city again. If you guys want more information on AJB4, you can always go. He's had this website up as long as I've known him, and that is the fire that because I never see the GoDaddy.com on the you didn't pay your website thing. So I think me and your website has been going strong for so long. But AJB4.com, definitely want to hit him up on the social medias if you guys want to follow what's going on. The Access Control official trailer is out right now. If you guys want to see what's going on with that, definitely want to do that. And of course, all the albums. And we're talking about more than like 12 albums or something like that, maybe.
Like in that region, yeah.
Yeah, I still remember the distress signals from the basement.
Yeah,
that was one of the biggest ones you pushed. I remember that. There's been so much, and I really do appreciate that you still come through QSJ, especially during your journey, because it's really cool to see progress and stuff like that. And I wish so much for this show, even though you got so much going on for the film. It is so crazy. I'm so proud of it. Every time that I see a post and they got the wings, and I know the wings mean something, I'm like, yo, that my boy. Look at that. Yo,
definitely, man.
Yeah, man. I don't even know. One question. Did you take any acting classes, skills, or anything like that?
Nah, I might do that in the future, but I did have a theater class in high school. I don't know if that counts.
I mean,
but
it's an inspiration.
Yeah.
It's an influence.
Yeah, influence. But I haven't taken any acting classes yet. So, but I won Best Actor a few times. So
yes, which is really nice. Yeah. And so I will make a schedule, and I'll probably see you in Georgia. What do you think?
Hey, man, we'd love to see you down there, man.
Listen, if you see the light skin, you know that you gotta take the picture. Like,
definitely.
Thank you so much, AJB4. Andrew Bullard, for those who don't know, it's been a pleasure. Definitely gonna do this again. We did this during the pandemic, which we thought was gonna be over in 2 months when we talked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely do this again, and maybe the third feature film, maybe something else before you get too popular, and then we're I used to know that guy. Like,
we gotta come home still.
Thank you so much, and we'll definitely keep in contact as always.
Oh yeah.
And bless you and the family, and if you need anything, let us know.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate everything, man. You family, man.
Big shout out to everybody listening in. Tune in to QSJRadio.com, home to the unsigned artist, AJB4. This one right here, off of the soundtrack of Access Control. This is called Time's Up on QSJRadio.com.
Time's up, boy, you know your time's up. You can hide
from us, but we done found you. Hey, time's up, when you know your time's up. Hey, guys always watching, yeah, you know we saw you. Hey, time's up, when you know your time's up. You can hide from us, but we done found you. Hey, time's up, when you know your time's up. Hey, guys always watching, yeah, you know we saw you. Hey, no matter I do what I do, whether it's me or the crew, gonna be okay. As long as you come through my way, you know they say that crime pays. Better call me the sensei. Nah, don't take no delays. Don't call our boy, just stay away. Heard again on that Bengay. Hope you got what you need. It's for the fam, so I ain't thinking. Won't quit till I stop blinking. ND, yeah, I'm sinking. Cross me, boy, what you drinking? Ain't a cop, no J. Reed. Crew thicker than thieves. Don't play, I make you believe.